Forget the play, ray, tay, jokey things. I'm pissed. Let's talk. Yo. Welcome back to Raptors Flex Plus. I am your host, Kyle. Like I said on the opener, not happy today. Not even in the slightest. The Raptors lose last night at home against Milwaukee, 128 to 112 against the Bucks, and Giannis didn't even play. Dame Lillard's used to playing without a superstar player. So what Dame Lillard did last night, dropping what he do, 37? No surprise. No surprise at all. But I'm seeing some disturbing trends with our team. Some big disturbing trends with our team. If you listen to my last stream, or maybe you need to go back and listen to it if this is the first time you're listening to me, or maybe you just missed the last one, I entitled it Living Dangerously. The reason I entitled it that way is because even though the Raptors were digging themselves a hole in a lot of these games, they were coming back to win a few of them. And what I was alluding to in that stream was that it is just not sustainable to play that way. Meaning you find yourself down double digits early, like big double digit leads going into the second half, and thinking that we are always going to be able to pull out a W in those scenarios. It's not sustainable. It's too dangerous. Way too dangerous. So my sentiment was, let's try to reduce these. We don't want this anymore. It's just like the up and down things are just not, it's not a good look, right? It shows that you are a basketball team that isn't really playing with the right consistency. And when I say the right consistency, we mean finding yourselves in the game or playing with a lead, not playing from so far behind. Last night against the Bucks, we did it again, God damn it. We did it again. We went down 33 to the Bucks, where Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't even play. Didn't even play. This is a disturbing trend, y'all. This is a disturbing trend. The month of November hasn't been kind to us in terms of seeking that consistency that we all want. You know, or I shouldn't say seeking, realizing that consistency that we all want. We're seeing potential, we're seeing flashes that this team can play with high energy, high motor, high IQ. When they want to put the ball in the basket down low, sometimes they look unstoppable. But there's a few trends that even throughout the month of November is very disturbing, and it's turning into something that's just habitual at this point. What am I talking about? Let's take a quick look at the stats, okay? November 2nd against Philly, you found yourself down 18 in that game. You lost by 15. Okay, Philly at the time, they were, even right now, actually, they're top 2 team in the East. I get it. Okay, it happens. November 5th at San Antonio, We find ourselves down 22. 22. Come back, take the game to overtime. We win by 7. Right? Next game, November 8th against Dallas. I thought that was probably our most consistent game that we've played so far in November and probably even on the year. If you go back to the video that I was talking about this particular game, I actually said that win was better than the first Bucks game where we blew out the Bucks. They never really showed up for the game, and we just took them to the woodshed. All right. So follow me now, because it's a trend. 2 out of 3 games so far in November, we found ourselves down double digits. Okay, 1-1 in the games where we found ourselves down double digits. Okay. November 11th at Boston, we find ourselves down 30 in that game. Right? So now that's 3 or 4 games where we find ourselves down big, double digits, minimum 18 points. We lost that game by 23. We are now 1-2 in those games. Okay. 1-2. Washington Wizards, November 13th, we find ourselves down 23. 23. Find a way to win by 4 in regulation. Good job. 2-2 now in those games. But as I said in the last stream, you're living dangerously. That is not sustainable. So we find ourselves now last night, November 15th against the Bucks. We find ourselves down 33 and lost the game by 16. So in 5 of the 6 games that we've played from November 2nd to date, we found ourselves down 18 or more in those games. We lost 3 of them. We won 2 of them. Now, that's by an average. The games that we were down between 18 and 33 points, the average is 25.2 points that we find ourselves down in 5 of those 6 games to start November. Okay. Now, here's another trend. Found ourselves down to Philly. We lost. Found ourselves down to San Antonio. We won. Found ourselves down to Boston. We lost. Found ourselves down to Washington. We win. Found ourselves down to Milwaukee Bucks. We lose. What's the common trend here? You can't get down by double digits against the good teams, because what they will do is they'll turn up on you and dun you off, and you'll lose the game. Against the bad teams, Washington and San Antonio, you win those games. You're 2-0. But you still don't want to find yourself down by an average of 25.2 points per game. That is not a trend that you want to continue throughout this season. Now, there's something that, we got to say about these games, man. I'm trying to keep myself cool for this stream, but it's something that we got to say about those games. Okay. Now, there's a lot of blame to go around. Okay. There's a lot of blame to go around. There's a lot of valid excuses to go around. Okay. But here's the thing. What it looks like to me. Okay. Something is wrong in the first half. Something is off in the first half. Because that is where we're finding ourselves digging this huge hole, not just the first quarter, but the second quarter as well. So what does that tell me? That tells me that Darko Rijakovic doesn't have his team ready to roll. He doesn't have his team ready to come out to win the first half. That means that we are not being proactive with our game, but we are being reactive with our game because we think that we can come back whenever we get down big in a basketball game. And that's okay. You should have that feeling. You should never give up. You should never quit. That part of the trend, I love. Never give up, never quit. That's something for life that we can all hang on to. But here's the thing. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So this is trash, man. This is trash. This is trash. I do not enjoy going down by an average of 25.2 points per game in 5 of the 6 games that we've played since November the 2nd. That is trash. No way around it. No way around it. Now, a couple of other things real quick. Some of the things that are contributing to us getting off to these slow starts. Okay. The Raptors. I'm going to hit y'all with some stats. Okay. The Raptors are the 3rd worst 3-point shooting team by percentage in the entire NBA. Third worst. The Raptors are the 4th worst free throw shooting team in the entire NBA. Now, mind you, last night we shot well. That was our best free throw shooting game of the year. I believe we were 27 for 31. So coming into that game, we were dead last. The Raptors are 7th worst in field goal percentage in the entire NBA. What does this tell us, folks? The offense is not good. We knew it. We knew that. But when you look at the stats, it burns a little bit more. It burns, man. Because when you're watching the game, like you get context of things. And I'm like, the Raptors are getting open shots. Pascal Siakam, you're 0 for 15 on your last 3-point shooting attempts. At one point, you were 1 for 20. Now you're like 1 for 25 on your last 25 attempts. 4%, G? I can't, man. I can't. Like the Raptors need to show a little bit more pride on the offensive end. Something needs to happen there. Something needs to happen there quick. Because what I also see that's starting to trend is our defense is starting to fall off a little bit. Our defense is starting to fall off a little bit. And to start the season, consistently, there's 2 things that you could point to that have been the brightest spots for the Toronto Raptors so far in the first 10 games, not including last night. Actually, let's include last night, right? We'll say in totality. 1, Scotty Barnes having himself a season. Even when he wasn't scoring with high efficiency in the last 3 games prior to last night, where last night he got back on track again, he was still doing things on the defensive end of the floor. He's still making hustle plays. He's still setting up his teammates for buckets. Scotty Barnes has been a bright spot for this team so far this year. The second bright spot has been the play of our defense, right? The eye test alone will tell you that our defense has played very well. But I'm seeing a disturbing trend, okay? We're starting to sputter a little bit. Because last night, Dame Lillard went in on our defense. In. Now, I understand that in the second half against Washington, mostly late in the third quarter to the fourth quarter, our defense was on point. Our defense was on point. But in that first half, not good. For most of the third quarter, not good. Last night against the Bucks, not good. A few nights before that, before against Boston, not good. If our offense is bottom in the league and our defense is just mid, that's not good. That is literally one of the worst things that could happen for this team. Because our defense was carrying us, while at certain points the offense would get, things off of the defense and start to balance out a little bit. But now when your defense is not on point, you're not getting the same opportunities in the fast break that you were getting earlier on in the season. And we know what our half court has been because, again, we are 7th worst in field goal percentage and 3rd worst in 3-point shooting percentage. That is not a recipe for success. And here's the other part. Okay. Another trend that I'm seeing over these first 11 games. Okay. In 10 of the 11 first games that we played so far this season, we have literally had one game where Pascal Siakam and Scotty Barnes both score at least 20 points and shoot a decent percentage from 45% up. And in that one game, both players shot over 50%. So the other 10 games, these guys have not been on point together. So the only way that this team is going to be able to do any type of damage, especially on the offensive end, and open up things for the rest of the team, is if Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam are going at the same time. I've been talking about this now for over a week. Now I understand here, training camp is only like a week now. How much can you really put in a week? I'm like trying to install your offense, get guys comfortable. Cool. But we are now damn near a month into the regular season, and we ain't seen nothing from these two guys together collectively. We've seen 1 out of 11. That's under 10% of the games. Just, it's not good, y'all. It's not good. In case I'm not clear enough, it's not good. We were outscored from the 3-point line by 33 points yesterday. 33. Malik Beasley went off. Dame Lillard went off. Giannis didn't play. You can't be happy with that performance, man. You cannot be happy with that performance. And that's why sometimes it's better to lose these games where you're down so big, like against the Wizards, against a bad team, because maybe that might wake you up a little bit. Slap you around like, yo, we got to get it together. But the disturbing trend is that the Raptors, and the broadcasters are even saying it, the Raptors got them right where they want them, down 20. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. That's trash. Straight garbage, dog. Malik Beasley went 8 for 11 from the 3-point line yesterday. 8 for 11. And a lot of those are like driving kicks. Dame getting into the paint, hitting Beasley on the corner or on a weak side. Make a defender fly by you, by the way, which is bad defensive principles. Close out properly and get a hand up, B. That's fundamentals. I learned that in flicking high school, dog. I hate that NBA players do this because it's not just the Raptors. Okay? Why are you flying by a 3-point shooter? Flying by. Now you're out of position. You can't do nothing. And these guys practice this stuff because, all NBA players practice it. Just resetting yourself and taking a three. That's all you got to do. Reset. That's a practice shot. But if you close out now, get a hand up, at least the shooter has something to look at. And if they want to go on the drive, hey, you might be a step behind, but at least he can feel you a little bit. Beasley went off on us in the first game, and that was with Giannis and Dame in the lineup. He shot a great percentage in that game as well. He hit 6 threes, went 6 for 9. So Malik Beasley on the season in 2 games against the Raptors is 14 for 20 from the 3-point line, which is 70%. Malik Beasley's a scorer. He can put the ball in the bucket. Like, I get it. I'm not hating. I'm not trying to call out and say, yo, this player's weak or nothing like that. Malik Beasley he can put the ball in the basket, if we're being honest with ourselves. Will we want him on the Raptors? The way that he's shooting at the at Scotiabank Arena? Dog, of course. But you're giving up 70% in 2 games on high volume threes. He's averaging 10 a game, like attempts against the Raptors in the first 2 games of the season, shooting 70%. The man's averaging 25 a game against us. Malik Beasley, y'all. Malik Beasley. And no disrespect to him, but Malik Beasley shouldn't be averaging 25 points a game on 70% shooting from the 3-point line against us when he's coming into our gym. It's not like they're at home doing this to us. They're coming into our gym, fam. Our gym. I know we got the first W against them. We blew them out. But they came in sleepy in that game. Let's not lie to ourselves. They did not come in with all the energy in the world, and they were trying to still figure things out between working with Giannis and Dame. But with no Giannis in the lineup last night, that's almost a blessing for Dame, because Dame is used to not playing with superstars. So all he's doing is playing with the shooters and doing his thing. And when he gets hot, he'll shoot it from the logo on you. He'll shoot it from anywhere on the court, mid-range, getting to the bucket. Now, I understand the Raptors are trying to mix up the coverages against him. I understand. Like, we're blitzing him at the logo, right? We're blitzing him at the logo, trying to throw a double team at him. Now, I figured that was way too early in the game to be doing that because, I'll take my chances with Dame getting hot from the logo versus him, going into the paint, hitting a mid-range, having open shots in that area. But I get it. It's Dame Lillard. You're trying to put pressure on him, get the ball out of his hands. I get it. But all he was doing was splitting the defense. Where again, again, in the last few games, I see teams bringing Pirtle out and making him be a perimeter defender where he's not good. He is not good out there. So all Dame is doing is splitting, and then he has an easy lane at the bucket. And if it ain't Pirtle that they're bringing out there on the high screen near the 3-point line, they got Pirtle buried in at the corner somewhere defending a smaller player because they've already found the mismatches. So what's at the rim? What's at the rim that's gonna disrupt anything at the rim when all of your bigs are pushed out to the 3-point line? Either guarding the dribbler or guarding the shooters. Nothing. Nothing. And then if you try to close on that high screen, Dame will just go around you and get the lay-in or find Malik Beasley in the corner for the three. They had answers. They had actions and plays off of plays depending on what the defense was doing. They're basically saying, if the defender does this, we're going to do that. If the defender does that, we're going to do this. And if they do that and that, then we're going to do that. They had something for everything. All off of Dame because he had 13 assists last night also. He wasn't just going off scoring the ball. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And there is just one thing that they said on the broadcast, and I've heard Darko say this too. I think it was in like a press conference or something like that, where he's like, he just wants his players to complete and play with joy. Burn that. Don't play with no joy, dog. Play with force and fierce. I'm tired of this, dog. You can't keep going down by 20 plus in the first half. Play with some force, dog. It's an NBA. Yo, I don't want to hear that no more. Play with joy, dog. I don't want to hear that no more. I don't want to hear that no more. Real talk. Honestly, that's just me. I don't want to hear that no more. Play with force, dog. Play with force. 48 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Blood, sweat, tears, scars. Muck it up. Muck it up. Because this playing with joy thing's not working, bro. It's not working. And another trend, man. Another trend. When the other team's star players on the bench, that is our opportunity to just bite into the lead a little bit, yo. Bite into the lead. Make them bring their star player back early if they have to. The more minutes they play, the better for us. The more minutes we play, the better for them. But it can't be us playing all these minutes and their stars are sitting and it's just even when the star comes back in. Or we're +2 on them after we were down 20 plus. That's garbage, man. That's garbage, guy. Because I seen it with Embiid. I seen it with Dame last night. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. And the runs. The runs, man. The runs. Raptors started off the game up 8-2, hit a couple threes. And I think like Pirtle had a nice dive to the bucket on a pick and roll type action, dog. And then the Bucks just went on a 17-0 run. 17. Basically, from the first 2 minutes of the game to the end of the first quarter, The score was 34-12 for the Bucks. 34-12. Something along those lines, yo. I may be right, I may be wrong. I don't know. Point stands. 17-0 run in the first quarter is not going to get it done. It's not. Another point I want to make, just to confirm everything that I'm seeing on the court the last few games regarding Jakob Pertl in the pick and roll, the high pick and roll. Precious Achua starts the third quarter. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Pertl is getting exposed on the perimeter. Pertl is getting exposed on the perimeter defensively. That's what's happening. If I can see it, and these NBA coaches know more have forgotten more basketball than I'll ever know. So I'm sure they're seeing it too. But again, the Raptors came out playing with joy in the third quarter, playing with joy. Because the Bucks came out on a 7-0 run to start the third after you're down, I think it was like 19 or 20 to start, sorry, 23 actually, to start at the end of the first half, to start the second half. What is that? Can't go on, bro. Can't go on. All this nicey thing, nah. Team needs to start playing with some force, dog. Like consistently play with force. Because what you see now, here's the best stretch we had in the game. Outside of the first 2 minutes of the first quarter, where that doesn't really even count. Right? So with about 5 minutes left in the third, to about 7 minutes in the fourth. Okay? The Raptors were down 93-60, down 33. And the announcers are making jokes. The Raptors got them right where they want them. Rubbish, dog. Rubbish. But nevertheless, right? We're able to bring it down to like 13. So you're like plus 20 in that time frame, which is basically a quarter. If you think about it, from 5 minutes left in the third to about 7 minutes in the fourth, that's like 12 minutes. Game time minutes. And you're like plus 20 within that time frame. But the problem is, yo, you're down 33. You're down 33 against the Bucks and Dame Lillard, and Malik Beasley is going off on you. Bobby Portis is hitting shots left, right, and center. Brooke Lopez hitting shots left, right, and center. You bring it down to 13 now, right back up to 20 plus. Because you're trading buckets now. So the Raptors offense is waking up, but we're just trading buckets. Scotty had himself a good fourth quarter. Jakob Pertl had himself a good fourth quarter. But you were down 33, fam. And Pascal Siakam sat the whole fourth quarter. That's not good. That is not good. I'm really not sure what happened with that. I don't know if it's just like because we were doing so well within that time frame that you're just gonna roll with the hand that's working for you. I don't know. I don't know. But Pascal was not cooking tonight. Ran out of spices, had to run to the store, dog, and never came back. Never came back. I don't know. I was trying to keep it cool in this stream, man. Hopefully I did, but too many disturbing trends for this team for me to be happy. Too many disturbing trends because, yo, you could have easily lost those two games against the Spurs and the Wizards. Then where would we have found ourselves? 3-8. Now I get it. No Gary Trent Jr., no OG Ananobi, but the others got to step up. The others got to step up. It looked like Coach Ryakovich was trying to manage Otto Porter Jr.'s time on the court because he started last game, played some minutes. But I don't even think Otto Porter could have helped. I don't think there was anything he could have did. Coach Ryakovich has got to find a way to get Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam going at the same time. Now, what it's looking like to me is that both of these guys are rhythm players. They're rhythm players. It means they need to have the ball in their hands in order to be productive. So if that is the case, coach has got to figure something out in order to get both of these guys going. For multiple reasons that I'm not even going to go into yet because I don't even want to start talking about trades. Been talking to a couple of my man them and they've been talking about trades. Been talking about trades. And I'm trying to be that guy like, but there's gonna be a time when, it may be the appropriate time for even me to begin to start talking about trades. For the streets been talking. Streets been talking. I'm not really sure how much time Gary Trent Jr. is gonna miss. Right? Plantar fasciitis, if I said it correctly. Because I was unsure exactly what his injury was in the last stream. Now they're saying that he is questionable and day to day. But generally, that type of injury is one that needs some time to heal, some time and rest. You can do physio and stuff, but it could be like a nagging type injury, similar to like what I was saying about Precious Achua and the groin injury. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying based on the things I've seen over the years in basketball and in football, right? Because it's similar injuries that athletes get, and in other sports as well, also. So I don't think the Raptors are going to try to rush him back. If they do, that's probably not healed. Probably not healed if he's only been out a week. But who am I? I'm not a doctor. I don't know what type of rehab he's doing. But he looked like he was starting to turn the corner a little bit and then gone. OG Ananobi, finger injury on his shooting hand, his dominant hand, the right hand, which is the hand I wish it wasn't. Like, I'm not sure if they're going to have to put like a little splint on his finger or something for this laceration. But everybody ain't Kobe Bryant, bro. Everybody can't play like that. Remember when Kobe was playing with his finger like that? Now, mind you, his injury is probably way different than just a little cut. And I don't want to say it's a little cut. I don't know what OG's situation is. But it's like there's a possibility that that could impact his shooting if it's on your dominant hand. And right now, today, he's our number one 3-point shooter on the team in terms of percentage. About 39 point something. At the end of the day, there's things that need to change with this team. There's things that need to change with this team. And I'm not talking about personnel right now. I'm literally just talking about adjustments. Adjustments. Not just the X's and O's. Not just the X's and O's. Because we need to get our defense back on point as well. There's something that we need to do a little bit differently to figure out how to keep Pirtle on the floor where he's not a liability. But I'm just saying, like, the attitude and the mentality coming into these games. I don't want to see man's playing with no joy anymore. Play with force, dog. When you play with force and you're winning games, the joy will come. Real talk, B. It's funner when you're winning. When you're down 20 something, it's not fun. In a 1-2 games, it's fun, yeah, just the thrill of a comeback. But listen, it don't work that way against the good teams because you're 0-3 against the good teams where you got down by the average of 25 plus in the first half. But against the bad teams, sure. You're 2-0. You beat the Wizards and the San Antonio Spurs. Like, is that something to hang your hat on to say, yeah, we can keep doing this? No. We got Boston coming up next, too. I want to see some force in that game. I want to see the fierceness in one's eyes. I want to see it. Because that team just slapped you. You were down 30. You lost by what in that game? You lost by 23. Nothing to laugh about. Mind you, it's the first game of the in-season tournament for the Raptors. We're the last team to play in the in-season tournament. I think it was Jack or Matt confirmed it on the broadcast. And I was thinking that before. I may have just even mentioned it on a past stream. I feel like the Raptors are the last team to play an in-season tournament game. But I don't even care if it was an in-season tournament game or not. Go and win that game, eh? Go and win that game. You cannot go down by 20 plus in that game. If we do, then we got a real problem on our hands, y'all. A real problem on our hands. That's enough for today, man. I don't think I have any more left. I don't have any more left. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. If you're not subbed yet, sub up, like the video, share, comment, all that stuff. All right? But until next time, man, you know the flex. It's your boy, and I'm out.